All right, if you are in Cakewalk by Bandlab and you're trying to get your MIDI controller to work, whether you have an Akai or any other type of device, of course you have to load the drivers to it. Now I use the Nektar Impact LX25 Plus. I also have my Yamaha 88 keyboard that's over here. So I have drivers for both of them that I have to install onto my Windows, which I'm using Windows 10 right now. Don't ask me why I don't have 11 yet. For some reason, I can't upgrade to 11 yet. But anyway, that's another story. I got to work on that. If you are in your software, whatever that may be, go to the website. Make sure that you look for your product, whatever that is. In this case, it's the Impact LX25 Plus. I have it set to Windows 10. I have it set to use a Cakewalk. What I do like about the Impact is it does allow you to be able to adjust what type of DAW you're using and what type of operating system you're using. So that's pretty amazing. And you can see it's got pretty much all of them here. So it's set up to work with any of them. All right, but I have it set for Cakewalk. I submit that, and after I submit that, then I should receive the update, and it will give me the option to install the integration file. So once I click on that, I'm going to click Impact GXLX rather. It'll download down at the bottom. Then I can click on that. And once I click on it, it should open up. Of course, it opened up on a different part of my window, so you couldn't see it, but here it is right here. And then I could click on the application for that. And it'll extract all, extract. All right, and then here's the actual setup right now. Application, and I want to click yes, because I'm going to save it on the hard drive that it's already there for. Now I have this installed, so I'm not quite sure exactly what it's going to do. It might install it again, or it may not. You'll see all the different support. So I'm going to go ahead and install all of these just in case I ever use a bigger Impact. I'll probably buy another one later on. I do like the Impact, the way it's set up. I like the way the keys feel. I like the knobs on there and everything like that. I do, however, have one disclaimer, and that's because mine is broke. And that's the reason why, is because my daughter a long time ago spilled my energy drink on here. And I think I've talked about this before. And I was actually trying to see if I can fix the keys. I did not realize that these keys do not come out unless you're taking it apart. So I actually tore up one of the keys. So one of my keys doesn't work at all, but it doesn't matter because most of the keys don't work. Some of them, I think 4 of them work, and the other 3 don't light up anymore. I mean, they light up, but they don't actually do anything. And I'll show you what my Nektar looks like in a little bit. But anyway, it's completed. Next, finish. And then I am good to go for that matter. And now I can go to my trusty old Cakewalk. All right, and once I pull up Cakewalk, then let's go about setting this up. So if you're really trying to use a control surface or a control device like that, this is where it comes in handy at, because this will allow you to, you know, record, play, stop, rewind, do a whole bunch of other things without having to use your mouse or your keyboard. So anyway, let me go ahead and do a new project. All right, and I'm going to do an empty project. All right, so this is one of my themes that I have set up. You can notice it's really colorful. So if you look at yours and it doesn't look like that, just know that I edit mine to look like that. And I got really colorful with it anyway, but it's okay. All right, so now to set up your module, the first thing we want to do is make sure that the drivers have been installed. So we're going to go to Edit, Preferences, and then we're going to look at MIDI devices. Hopefully you should find that your controller is already in here. You go to Devices, and you should see, in this case, Impact LX25 and MIDI. I'm going to check both, and I'm also going to check the output for Impact. Now, I don't use the actual output because there are no sounds really coming out of the Impact. I use the Microsoft GS Wavetable, which is basically a generic sound card, or I can use my X18 MIDI in and MIDI out. But you do want to have this checked because you are sending and receiving MIDI signals or MIDI data. So press Apply, close, and then after that, you should be set up. Now, Normally, some come with different preset properties, but in case Impact does not have that, if you wanted to go about doing a MIDI, so you can definitely do that instead of doing the Impact. If you want to just do the ACT MIDI controller, then you can go about kind of setting everything the way you want to do it. But this is already preset, and it should be a few ways where you can actually change some things if you need to. But for the most part, whatever you need, your basic capabilities, and this is really all I really use it for anyway. To be honest, the main reason I use this is just to record. I don't really use any other features on here, but I'm going to show you how some of those features work. All right, so this is exactly what the Impact LX25 looks like. Just give you a little overview. Those are the buttons that I talked about before that they don't all work now. Normally when you press them, they're supposed to light up, but this whole bottom row is not doing anything anymore because it got spilled on. These buttons over here don't work anymore. And even this is a little sticky over here, but I mean, it's fine. I think this might have got affected because this used to light up and allow you to change the pages. So if you have an Impact, it is a great unit. Just don't let anyone spill energy drink into it. But anyway, I just want you to see it. And I'm going to keep this here so we can show exactly how to go about recording this. So I'm going to start off by creating a new track. So I'm going to create a instrument track. And I'm just going to use the TTS, make it something real simple. Now, you know, on the TTS, when I click on here, naturally with this particular unit, I'm in preset mode. Preset mode is right here. It'll say preset 1. All right, there's various different presets on here. There's 5 presets total, but I'm not going to go into all of that because it's kind of crazy. It's a lot of stuff you can do on this particular unit, as in any other controller. But the main thing I'm going to be focusing on is the transport and the knobs and just the main fader, and just making sure that you can use those. Okay. First things first, functionality of it. When I press stop, it stops. If I press fast forward, you will notice that the timeline, the now time moves around. All right. This is my loop point. So you can see the loop. Sorry, now you can see it better. So as I press the loop, that sets my loop point. There's a rewind, fast forward, there's a stop, there's play. All right. And then if I go back, I can press record. If I have it set to record, you do have to enable record first. So let me go ahead and do that. Sorry about this shaky camera. I'm holding my camera stand so you can see this. I wish I had a better angle for you, but as long as it works, right? All right, so press record. I can press the record button and that'll enable it. And you get an idea of that. Now I could have stopped it. I just got to force a habit of wanting to stop it with the space bar or either the mouse itself. I can rewind it and I can press play. Now, of course, since I had it set on loop, it didn't record that much. So I can press again. All right, press stop, press rewind, and then I can press play. Okay, all right, cool. Another thing that I can do is I can adjust the actual properties of the instrument, and I'll go to edit so you can see what I mean then. Let me pull this up here so you can see it better. Now, these knobs, they're set the way they are. Now, even though on here, This says cutoff or resonance. It does not, for this particular sounds or this VST, it does not control the way it's written here. You probably can change this around. For the second time, this is just a simple tutorial to show you how to use it. But if you really want to get into diving into trying to change the way these knobs function, then let me know and I can show you that later. So this actually controls the delay of the vibrato. This controls the rate of the vibrato. This controls the depth. This one controls the pan. You can see it kind of changing the pan. All right. Set back to 0. And this controls the cutoff. This is backwards, so this should be cut off, but this is actually cut off. This controls the resonance. All right. And this one controls the portamento time. And this one, I haven't figured out what it does. Right now, it doesn't do anything. Okay. All right, so if I'm playing with it, see, I can change how it sounds. Sorry about your ears. Okay, cool. So, I mean, I can adjust that. This allows you to have some basic functionality of how to use this controller. Now, this works for any of the Impact controllers, the LX25, the 49, the 61. I think there's a few other ones that it'll work for. If you found this tutorial helpful, definitely consider subscribing. There's also other videos that I like to cover dealing with other ways that you can record in Cakewalk. So check out the next video that covers that. All right, till next time. Take care. Bye-bye.